We're ready to roll.
Ụlọ nsọ gị Chukwu ka ị na-abata, bịakwute ya bịa zuru ike. Anya bịawa ịsọpụrụ gị ugbu a, bịakwute ya bịa zuru ike. Bịa o bịakwute ya, bịakwute ya, bịakwute ya bịa zuru ike. Bịa o bịakwute ya, bịa o bịakwute ya, bịakwute ya bịa zuru ike. Chukwu nna n'ụlọ gị ka ị na-akpọ gị, bịakwute ya bịa zuru ike. Otito na-adịrị gị mgbe niile, bịakwute ya bịa zuru ike. Bịa o bịakwute ya, bịakwute ya.
Yeah.
Thank you to Hegbe Ekuman Brothers for that fantastic introduction. Please go ahead and play the next one. Thank you.
So we can break it down. Let's go.
Thank you again for that fantastic introduction. I would like to announce that Dr. Nabantu Akwanda is temporarily delayed. She was supposed to have led us with the libation, so we will continue onward with the program with the next section. We will hear now from the visionary and chief convener of this auspicious event, Dr. Uwa Onyoha Osimiri, PK Divya Otuanja. He is the spiritual leader of the Global Faith Ministries of Chiism, a ministry of the Gaudian religion of which she is the continental envoy for the Americas. She is also the president and chancellor of Chiist Mahadum University, the educational arm of Chiism International. She leads a healing program called Nkazi, which focuses on spiritual and mental health. She is also the host of Chiism Live, a bi-weekly podcast of Chiism. Please welcome Dr. Uwa Onyoha Osimiri.
Mama.
Yes.
You have to say mama.
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 That means goodness. Nothing but goodness is all we ask for today. That is you. I'd like to greet you all. It is both an honor and a pleasure to welcome you here. There's an Igbo Nigerian proverb that says, when you know somebody, you visit them. If you don't know them, sometimes you don't have anything to do with them. So you being here is an opportunity for us to get to meet the spiritual leaders of our community. Everybody else who joined them, thank you for being here. We are here because it is an imperative that we have a dialectic discussion about who we are as a people. You know, we live in a world, as she said earlier, that's traumatized by hate, disunity. But we don't have to be disorganized mentally. We don't have to be disorganized from each other. We have to find a way to communicate, to find out who we are as a people. You see, we are before the religion. We are before the religion. Munajisu, he said. Some of you have a different name for the Most High. But when all is said and done, we are all looking for the same spirit. The only difference is where we're from, our backgrounds. That's what dictates what we believe. But it is imperative that we don't allow the diversity to be a cause of friction. But instead, it should be the cause and the reason for us to come together. There's an African proverb that says, Mo Natiso, I am one with the Creator. We are one with the Creator. No matter where we perch, no matter where we came from, we are one with the Creator. I always want to remind everybody that the animals have a claim to God too. We're not the only ones created by the divine. How do we know who God is? He could be a lion. Am I right? God could be anything that was created by the divine. So we must take care not to claim exclusive truth, our way or the highway.
Yes.
Because we didn't create this world. We are passers-by.
Yes.
We should see what's in it, enjoy it, be a part of it. Not complain about the diversity, but instead learn from it. Eh? There's a proverb. When you're making soup, they say the soup is only sweet depending on the ingredients. If it has only one ingredient, who wants to eat that soup? Nobody wants that soup. So all the different, we represent all the different ingredients. If we can just take the time and learn from each other, if we can just see our commonalities, not our division, not my way or the highway.
Yes.
I am what I am because of what my parents taught me. Now I can guarantee you, if it wasn't that my parents were she is gorgeous, I would be a Christian. I may be a Muslim. I may be a Buddhist. It depends on how you were raised. So the important thing is not that my way that I learned is the only way. It's to open my ears and see and hear about what other people have to say about what this life is all about. We must recognize that peace will not happen without bringing everybody to the table. It will not happen. Peace doesn't belong to one person. Peace belongs to the activity of all of us. The collective work that we choose to do is what's going to create peace in the world. The reason why there's Otra, Organization of Traditional Religions of ANTHROPOS, founded by who is my father, who is now joining the ancestors. He founded it, was in Nigeria that the first Otra event took place. They rounded up all the different religions to come and talk and discuss what we need to do to create peace in the world. This is what we're trying to do here, to bring us all together. This is not going to be a one-time thing. We want it to be a continuous conversation, something we must do. When I'm invited to go to a Christian church, I have no problem going. When I'm invited to go to an Afrikan program, I have no problem going. Because guess what? We're all looking for the same creator, the same divine, from our own different perspectives. Our communities and environments are responsible for who we are. But you know, many of us don't know each other, so I don't know what your environment has created. You have to show me. I don't want you to tell me about your religion. I want you to show me how you conduct yourself, your kindness, your love towards humanity. That's what tells me what you are about. Not what you say you are. That means nothing. You can say you're this, you're that. If it doesn't have any action associated with it, right? It means nothing to me. I go where I see action, where there's positivity and tolerance. Well, then you know you use the word tolerance. I don't like tolerance because you have no right to tolerate anybody. That means that you're superior and you tolerate. I'm talking about acceptance. We accept the world as it is. We accept people as they are. Because we did not create this world. We're just a part of it. So we want to have constant discussion. How do we create peace in the world? How do we create peace? You may not like everything that I believe in, but you can take a little bit of it and add to your repertoire. That's all it is. Acceptance means I didn't evaluate what you're doing, what you're saying. How can I add that to what I'm doing and what I'm saying and help me become even a better person? I don't have to embrace everything you believe in, but at the same time, there's something that you have to offer that I can embrace. I can add to who I am. And that's what makes me a peace-loving person. Do you understand? The objective of this meeting today is not to determine who possesses exclusive truth or whose path is superior. There is no superior path. There's just a path. And our responsibility is to acknowledge that path. Shiism says every path is okay. The first purgative light of Shiism says, I believe in the Almighty Creator of the heavens and earth as my source of inspiration and my strength and protector. I believe in the universal brotherhood and sisterhood of humanity under the parentage of one God. What does that mean? There's nothing that I just said to you that means it's just my way. That's what I believe. And guess what? 99% of all religions believe the same thing. They may speak it in a different language. They may present it in a different way. Some of us pray holding hands like this. Some of us pray on our knees. Some of us pour libations. There are different ways to pray, to ask for the presence of God. In our own spirituality, we always welcome the ancestors. Now I want you to look around the chairs here. All of you, look around. Look around. Okay. Now you see some of those chairs. In my tradition, there's no empty seat. That's right. The ancestors are sitting and watching. That's why it's not always about the crowd. Those who are human, who have breath, who are in the room, that's good. But just don't forget, the ancestors, they're here too. And so I say, ancestors, welcome. Welcome. We are grateful that you're here. We're grateful for each and every one of you. We're grateful to be rubbing shoulders today with the Christians, with the Muslims. Muslim priest is not here yet. He's supposed to be here. And Ifan and all the religions of Vodou. Am I right? Ifan and Vodou. Okay. So and Federation for World Peace. So look at us. Look at us. What is the difference? Nothing. The only difference is how we praise God. Maybe different. But we are still the same thing. Breathing human beings impacted by our backgrounds, wherever we come from. Okay? So, I just want to welcome you and let you know that your role today is to share with us your path and how you use your path to define peace. I want to learn. We want to learn. That's what diversity is about. And I tell you, I know very well that I am going to be richer spiritually today because of what I'm going to hear today. And I want to thank the drummers, the spirits. It was what we should. Let's remember, the next time they play, we're not supposed to sit down, right? We're supposed to dance. Yes, that's tradition. That's tradition. Okay. So anyway, I will speak something else later. And right now, I give everybody a chance. So I want to welcome you. Day one. Can you all say it? Day one. Day one. That means long life to you. It means greetings, but it means long life to you. And that is what I mean. Thank you so much. Let's get started.
Thank you for a beautiful, rousing, and touching speech, Dr. Uwa Simiri. We are energized, hopeful, and ready.
Yes.
So it is my deep honor to introduce to you all here Dibia Otra Yudi Onyoha, who is a spiritual leader of the Global Faith Ministries of Chiism, a ministry of the Guardian religion of which he is High Chief Priest for South America. Dibia Otra Yudi Onyoha is also the Dean for Chiist Education of Chiist Mahadum University, the educational arm of Chiism International. Dibia Otra Yudi Onyoha, please welcome.
Thank you. Well, before I get started, I have to get your attention. I need to make sure that you're ready. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to do a series of chants, and you're going to respond. How do you respond? I'm going to say something, you're going to go either iya or hey. You know what I'm talking about? Check, 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 Igbo, come on, hey. Check, 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 Nicolite, mama, hey, ha, hey, ha, hey, ha, hey, ha, hey. This will come on here. I'm going to break the coconut. And the coconut is really the way we communicate, or should I say, our communion with the ancestors, the spirits, and Chineke. When you visit somebody in their place, they do two things. They present you with a coconut and something. It means, what does it mean? If you come to my house, I will present you a chalk, and you will touch the chalk, you will put it anywhere you want to, some put it on the forehead. And then I'll bring the coconut with you. This is our communion with the ancestors and Chineke, the Creator. Allah, Yahweh, Olodumare, Ubangiji, Uvuzulele, Nkulu, Jiani. All different names for God, because God don't speak English. So don't expect me, evil man from Nigeria, to think about the Almighty and say Allah. It's not going to happen. I'm going to say Chineke, Chukwu, in my language. And if I'm a Muslim, I cannot call God, Chineke, or Jehovah. It's Allah, because I'm Muslim. So on and so forth. God in many languages, different names, they're the same thing. Like, Dibia talked about, there's more than one way to get to Chineke. There's more than one way to have communion with the ancestors. Hindus do the same thing. All religions have a form of communion. We just use the English language communion because it invokes Christianity, which has been taught for so many centuries. That's really what people hear when you say communion. But the language itself, or the meaning of the word, is not just about the Christian. We all do communion. So what we're doing here is communion with Chineke and the ancestors. If you come to visit, and I don't offer you Nzom and this, then it means I don't really care about you. You're not safe in my place. But if I offer you Ntanimo, it means that as long as you are in my presence, in my home, I will defend your well-being with my life. I'll be the first to jump in front of the bullet and take it for you. But if you come to my place and you don't offer me the chalk, and you don't offer me this, and you give me the best food in the world, all the drinks that I can handle, give me a Rolls Royce. But if you don't give me one of these, it simply means that you don't really care about me. So I recognize you as wanting me to be in your presence. If I come into your place and you offer me the chalk, and you offer me this, we say where we come from, that the first fruit, that tree that God created, that Almighty Chineke created, is a coconut tree. So the fruit from this tree is very important. Now in the rest of the world, you can use it for a whole lot of stuff. Coca-Cola is made from this, right? You got an exam and you need to stay up all night, you don't need coffee. You just one of these bad boys right here. So much caffeine, will keep you up all night. All right? So, I have to break the coconut in my language because the coconut doesn't understand English. Doesn't understand Latin, right? It came from Africa. So I am going to break the coconut. I hope I don't offend anybody. If you wonder what is he saying, But if I don't say it in my language, then I'm not doing the service to the ritual itself. So please excuse me. That's really what's around. They walk last time. I got it. In case he be why? Oh, my chief, we train I had asked. What will you go, man? Before I went to I was trying to take the night to see I'm going to get over. Nyayo, I will seek it. If I hate his home, Chineke could be for an email, email, call, go to the winter. Everyone likes I get Chineke. I like she pop by your friend. Mama be found out. I don't care what I do. Since you were over the for Yagazi, you say, oh, Yagazi. He said, oh, Yagazi. He said, oh, Yagazi. He said, we all have to have communion with Chineke, the ancestors. You don't have to eat the kola nut. You can take it with you. It's really very symbolic. That's really what it is. But if you like you want to chew it, I'm definitely going to eat mine. Just a little bit so I don't drive like crazy because I got so much caffeine in me. I can't see straight. So I'm going to do this, break this up. He's going to pass it around, but before he passes it around, or at least along with him, I'm going to pass the chalk. And all you have to do, take one of these. You don't have to eat it. I'm going to take one, and I'm not going to eat it. I'm going to pass this around. Just dip it, touch it any way you want. You're welcome. And as long as you're here, rest assured, you're under our protection. And this is our communion with the ancestors. Freedom. So, welcome. Hey, how you doing? You're good helping yourself. Yeah.
That means you're welcome. And if you don't accept it, you're not welcome.
No, you can't talk to them.
You come and come to the later. So,
You go to there you go.
if you go to Nigeria, that's what you mean.
Yeah, no, it's cold. All right, folks, and that is my presentation. Thank you for allowing me to agitate you. All right.
Okay. And now, you're not just here. So, first of all, I would like to welcome our queen. She had a big festival yesterday, so I don't even know how she was able to be standing here, because I know it took weeks to get that started. She's going to coordination. Dr. Mbantu and Kowanda. Let me just say a little something about Dr. Mbantu. She went to Nigeria with me and my daughter. And while she was there, they made her a chief. Yes. And her chieftaincy was not made by one chief. It was by 7 kings.
Wow.
That made her chief. So her chieftaincy is extremely significant. And it was just a wonderful honor to have her in Nigeria. And I remind her every day, you're Nigerian, we can't do anything else. Whatever we do, there you go. So anyway, you can't do it without libation. So she's going to pour libations for us so that we can then invite the next speaker. So, Greetings, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here for this event. I want to acknowledge that the libation I'm going to read from you, is from the sister who just made her transition. Her name is Asada Shakur. You guys know who she is? Yes. Okay. Asada Shakur made her transition peacefully, I think 2 or 3 days ago. And this was a libation that she generated. And we say now she's truly free without those mercenaries coming to grab her and bring her back to the United States and put her into turmoil, you know. So I want to read this for you and in her acknowledgement. And so I just don't act right sometimes. Excuse me. Now I want to say that the reason why we pour libation is for elders that were moral and responsible. It's about honoring and invoking the right kind of energy and wisdom into our lives. So this libation is called Tamiko. Sorry, I said Tambiko in Kiswahili. We call upon our ancestors and far and near, fathers of our fathers, mothers of our mothers, to bear witness to what we have done. And by the example, to inspire us toward reclaiming our African minds, regenerating our African spirit, liberating our homeland, and reclaiming our greatness as a people. We pour libation to bring into our midst their venerable African spirit, radiating their great wisdom, courage, dedication, and unyielding commitment to victory by any means necessary. It is an honor of our Creator, our ancestors, our children, and their children that we pour libation for the Creator and the various manifestations of the Creator Spirit. We pour libation, everyone, please repeat after me. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. For our esteemed ancestors who laid the foundation for human civilization and who provided the wisdom by which we live and the models by which our lives are guided. We pour libation, Ashe. Ashe. For our esteemed ancestors who have suffered the atrocities and the horrors of the African Holocaust, and yet demonstrated the victorious power of the African spirit against adversity by maintaining their dignity no matter the cost. We pour libation, and for those ancestors Ashe, and for those ancestors who survived and made it possible for us to be here today, to continue on their valiant struggle for African liberation and dedication. We pour libations, Ashe. Ashe. And finally, for our children and our children's children, for future generations of Africans to come, that they too in their time
will vindicate our race from all adversities and continue to imprint upon the world the great genius of African humanity. We pour our libations on Shay. May their venerable African spirit envelop this occasion to reaffirm our Afrikanity. It is done. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe,
Thank you, Dr. Nolantu Akwanda. Nourishment of the spirits, indeed. And so now we move to the next part of the program. It is my great delight to introduce Otra Ikenna Osimiri. Otra Ikenna Osimiri serves as the High Chief Priest of the Guardian religion in the United States and plays a vital role in guiding followers through the tenets and practices of this faith. As High Chief Priest, Otra Ikenna Osimiri is responsible for conducting ceremonies, offering spiritual counsel, and interpreting sacred texts, while also promoting community engagement and social justice initiatives aligned with the religion's principle. Please welcome Otra Ikenna.
Thank you very much, and say good morning. Thank you all for coming out this morning. Just a couple of things, housekeeping before I begin. First of all, I am 75 years old. However, I need to ask the eldest in the room for permission to speak. I defer. So I don't want to find myself in that. Thank you. The other thing I want to let's inform you to know that I'm going to start the presentation off in a particular manner, but I want you to understand that we draw from everything. And we do that because we understand that what you witnessed in Kemetic Egypt, in Africa, in Black Kemetic Egypt, did not originate in one part only. It was the culmination of contributions coming up and out through every part of Africa. We say that, I like to say that was the boil, that burst, that was the boil. But everything was drawn, what you find there came from all parts of Africa, all contributions of Africa. So, I'm going to start my presentation. I'm going to start my presentation taking verses from Matthew 26, verses 7 to 11. And you're probably aware of this. There was a meeting that Jesus was at, and there was an incident that occurred at that meeting. There was a woman that was there, and she anointed Jesus with oil. And upon doing that, there was some controversy among the disciples. They wanted to know, well, why would you take expensive oil and do something like that? So in verse 10, Jesus looked at that, noticing the commotion, and stopped the group. And he said unto them this. It's a little bit difficult here. But when Jesus understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she has wrought a good work upon me. For ye shall always have the poor with you, but me ye shall have not always. People will often use this passage to indict the poor. Many years ago, I had an opportunity to address a good Christian who referred to the poor as dogs. And just recently, we had a news host who made a remark about euthanizing homeless people who are mentally ill. What they fail to understand, what a lot of people fail to understand, even when they read that verse, they fail to understand that Christ's declaration was not a declaration or protest against the poor. It was more of an indictment against society and humanity at large. The poor will always be with us because society will refuse to engage in the mutual sharing that does not allow proxies. Mutual sharing generates fraternity, strengthens solidarity, and lays the necessary foundation for achieving justice, leading to true peace. Now, you will hear many descriptions about peace. The concepts of peace are multiple. Peace is an awesome concept that will engender conceptualization from many points of view in societal demands. As a Ghanaian, an African traditional religionist, I am bound by a number of ethical obligations. One of these obligations is to serve and protect the poor, defend the defenseless, and be the voice for those who have no voice. So my spiritual constructs for peace are truth, justice, and equity or equality. Truth, serving as a guiding force for spiritual and temporal understanding and conduct, providing clarity, freedom, and transformation. Today, leaders and laity choose not to stand within its boundaries and recognize the obligations it brings. Justice, the four aspects which are distributive, procedural, retributive, and restorative justice, which provide for harmony and social stability. But today there are those who once cried out for justice and its protections, who now commit genocide, the very genocide that we ask the world to protect them from. Equity. Or equality. Sorry. Defined as everyone receiving the same treatment, resources, and opportunities, regardless of their personal characteristics. Approximately 40% of the world's population is discriminated against, denied education and opportunity because they're female. So that concept of peace, if we really look at it, if we look at the economic and social issues of just poverty alone, we see that word, poverty, that situation, is one of the very strongest contributors for the lack of peace in society around the world today. So, what do? We as spiritual leaders, we, even as just laity, individuals, we have a lot to do. We have a lot of work ahead of us to do. One of the historians said that out of Africa, always something new. So, on May 26, 1978, our spiritual leader and founder, His Holiness Chief K.O.K. Anyoha, addressed a special session of the United Nations on the ultimate issue of peace in our time, which is world disarmament. In his address, he challenged the UN and its signatories to redefine civilization for humanity to mean not just economic opulence or technological advancement. For a threshold to its basic cause, civilization simply means living together, and living together presupposes harmony among those who so live together. And so, in closing, I just want to say that from my looking at this and what we're dealing with today, this is the true meaning of peace. And as such, it is not a task for the spiritually faint of heart, we have a lot of work to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Otra and Simri, for your powerful, heart-centered invocation. And now, I would like to invite you to an intermission, distinguished guests and speakers, about 15 minutes. The food is right out of the door to the right. We will see there, we will mingle, and we will reconvene at 1:17 to continue the program. Thank you so much. Thank you.
In this room,
Don't hold back.
Hey, dear, so how are you?
I'll text you later about that. You want me, if you have any skins, we can say you want to keep it. We can go for you.
That's all I like to take breaks. Take a break and then come back. You got to rebuild. Stay so I'm not doing gigs. I got to just play with my hands to stay good. I don't get the baby hands.
I'll do that.
Come this way. You got it. Yeah.
I'm yes, yeah, I'll have my face here, some of my hair.
No, we're going to do the intro.
I'm hoping it's very how much time it is to go back and forth.
I'm so sorry you guys are here because we had there's a session that we have. Oh, that's okay. All right.
I mean, we just still got, I got to charge extra though.
How much extra?
How much extra you got to do? How long you need to be here?
Well, it's almost over. It's just like, like when the speakers finish, just kind of, at the end of the program, we wanted to make big noise.
You squeeze it up, but we just do that, okay?
Huh?
That's what we definitely do that.
Some
of us have to.
200? I was going to get enough people. 200?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, all right. Thank you, I appreciate it.
I mean, we trying to support.
Yeah, we need the support.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
No, he eating. He all right.
How much longer, guys? How much longer?
It ends at 2:15. What time is it?
She said we're going around. That wasn't the plan. We got ready to go.
What's the
Yeah, you can go ahead.
She probably literally practice. It was criminal things.
Just want to get some of that food.
Oh, yeah.
Want to get some of that food.
So we have to get it.
Hey, y'all can get something to eat if y'all like.
Okay, we're going to take it from.
Yeah, of course, thank you.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, that's my.
Oh, that's yours.
Hey, Siri. She don't never listen.
Did you, figure out how to use that?
Who was working on getting so good this year?
When I go to Nigeria, they give me the chunk. Oh, when I go to Nigeria, they give me the chunk. So I put that in.
I think I'll consider it here. Okay.
There's people on the list.
Yes, ma'am.
You again, something. I want to lose it. It's 12 of them. It's
But trust me, it's still I looked at the mirror, I was looking up 65. I looked at the back, and it's little fool. And then I'm probably anything I'm ice cream. I'll be like football. I would eat, I don't know, no better than sex. I do what I want. I did 6 months, I went 42 pounds. Something like that. I went from 238 pounds to 195. That's what I weighed.
He really does what he says he will do. My God really moves. Oh, yeah. Why would I doubt when he always comes through? My God really moves. Oh, he really, really moves. Oh, come on, sing the verse, y'all. I know he loves me. I know he cares. Whenever I come, he always is right. When I'm in trouble, he is my help. I know no fear, I know. Come on, let's say, hey, he really does That's your part. Come on, let's say. No, never. You're always on time. You can't do no wrong. Oh, never. Come on. You leave the 99, always for the one. Oh, never. You're the God who does good. Always on time. You can't do no wrong. Oh, never. Yeah, Baba, Baba, leave the 99. Come on. Oh, never. You're always on time. You can't do no wrong. Oh, never. You leave. You got one more here. Come on. Oh, never. You're always on time. You can't do no wrong. You leave. Come on. Yeah. He really does what he says he will do. My God really moves. Oh yeah. Baba, Baba, Baba. He always comes through. My God really moves. Oh yeah. He really does what he says he will do. My God really moves. Oh yeah, yeah. Why would I doubt when he always comes through? My God. Let me hear you. We say. Baba, yeah. Why would I doubt? My God really moves. So glad you leave the 99. Oh, it's for the one. So glad you leave the 99. Oh, I remember when you came and saved me. I'm glad you leave the 99. Hey. Always for the one. I remember when you came and grabbed me. So glad you leave. Hey. Always for the one. I remember the day you came and saved me from my sin. I'm glad you leave the 99. Hey. Always for the one. All the overwhelming, never-ending love of God. You leave the 99. Hey. Always for the one. All the overwhelming, never-ending love of God. You leave the 99. Always for the one. All the overwhelming, never-ending love of God. You leave the 99. Hey. Always for the one. All the overwhelming, never-ending. So glad you.
to say thank you for your inspired, sagacious, and heart-centered contributions to this event thus far. It is my distinct pleasure to now introduce to you Rochelle Brown. Rochelle Brown is a Christian evangelist who dives deep into a realm of faith, resilience, and redemption, bringing light to real-world struggles, offering spiritual solutions, and heartening stories of triumph. She is the host of the Antidote podcast. Each episode of the Antidote is an exploration of the human spirit's ability to overcome adversity, proving that with faith, no challenge is insurmountable. Please welcome
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It has been just such a great pleasure. Dr. Excuse me, because I'll be messing y'all names up. But my name is Rochelle Brown, and they messed my name up too. Okay, but I just want to thank you guys for allowing me to come out today. I could be at my pastor's anniversary, but however, he trusts me to come out and speak, right? Because we're supposed to build up, right? And send them out so that we can be kingdom-minded folk, right? So today we're talking about peace, right? This is our peace conference, right? It's so funny that we're talking about peace. Right before COVID, the Lord gave me a show, and it's called The Conversation Piece. And I have a book called The Conversation Piece. And it's exactly what we're doing today, sitting at a table with peaceful conversation. Just coming together. Because he said we have lost our social skills, and we need to get back to that line of communication, right? And you know, without peace, the only way we can have peace is we have to first start with love. Right? In any language, in any state, in any country, anywhere, love is still love. I have a friend that lives in Nigeria. Before we get off the phone, he said murder. I could be wrong. I could be saying it wrong. Okay? That it's supposed to mean love me. That's love. So when we operate in love, right, we can't operate in human love. Now, human love comes without conditions. You know, everybody say, I love you, and they use it as a cliche. But when you operate in agape love, that's a love from the Most High. And if we operate in agape love, then guess what? That love is unselfish, it's unconditional, and we can all do it because it unctions us to love each other, to love one another, to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And if we get to the point of war here in the world, we don't care what religion you are, just give me a piece of bread. It doesn't matter. When you show me that you love me, I don't care who you are. Right? And we need to get to that place where love abides, where love worketh out all things, where love is patient, and love is kind, and love is gentle. But that's an agape love. And we have to set aside the human love. Human love, like I said, comes with conditions. What you gonna do for me? Right? Not what I can do for you. Because remember, it's better to give than to receive. And sometimes we don't know how to give love because we've never received love. But when we get in a relationship with the Most High, He is all love. He is all love. It doesn't come with gender. It doesn't come with color or creed. It comes from the heart. It comes from the soul. And when at the end of the day, when we stand before our Maker, because remember, it's going to be me and Him, and not me and them. And when I stand before Him, He's going to say, did you do what I told you to do? And the only thing that He's asking us to do is love. If we set aside all the things that we see today, and if we operate in love, then we will have world peace. Yes. And remember, if we come together as a revival in love, the government sits on our back. And now we are the people that move forward. Because we are the kings and priests of this world. We are in this world, but we're not of this world. Yes. So we need to operate as such and stop allowing man to justify who we are. Right? Because the word says, blessed is the peacemaker. Those are the children of God. Now, you need to know, in order to operate in peace or to operate in love, you need to know two things: who you are and whose you are. I'll say it one more time, so the brother said it up front. Who you are and whose you are. And once we understand who and whose we are, and we operate with the Most High love, right? Through the Most High God, then we can conquer all. Guess what? And then the enemy's beneath our feet. The world is underneath our feet. Because if we understand, the Holy Spirit does not operate in religion, tradition, nor denomination. He operates in love. Thank you so much.
I am deeply moved by that message of transcending all races, religions, and creeds.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Rochelle Brown. Thank you so much. Our next distinguished speaker, and please forgive me if I do not pronounce your name perfectly, is Baba Sangola Olukundu. I'm sorry, Olukundu. I have been trying. Excuse me. Baba Sangola Olukundu is destined to initiate Orisha and Ifa from birth. Baba Sangola Olukundu proudly descends from a long line of Orisha and Ifa initiates in the Lukumi and Usese traditions. Continuing the legacies of his father, Araba, chief of the U.S. and Puerto Rico, Adedayo Olugundu, as well as his mother, Iya Matanmanika Osunfumi, a founding member of the Ileashi, one of the largest African American Iles. Baba Sangola is deeply committed to serving the Orisha and Ifa communities. We are honored for you to be here today, sir. Please welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored to be here. Dr. Bua, on your house, I greatly appreciate the invitation to become come be a representation for Ifa and the Orisha spiritual tradition at this particular conference, and especially at this particular time in the world where there's so much dissension that's going on in the world. So we must really look for peace in all its forms. So good afternoon, distinguished leaders, honored elders, brothers and sisters in spirit. I greet you in peace. I greet you in the love of the Creator, who made all paths and gave us breath and who placed wisdom in every people. That we may wear different robes, we speak different prayers, we sing different songs. We are all children of the same source. The rivers do not compete with the ocean. The rivers complete the ocean. So too must we recognize that many ways of worship are streams flowing to the same great truth. As an Ifa priest and as well as the son of the first Ottawa of the United States, I carry the voice of Yoruba tradition into this circle. One of our sacred verses says, Orisha, being equal, see, there is no divinity as close to a person as their own divine essence. This reminds us that peace begins inside. When we honor the divinity within ourselves and each other, we cannot lift the hand of violence. We must instead extend the hand of friendship. So today, across the globe, we see division, religion versus religion, brother against brother, neighbor against neighbor. But what does this serve? If we tear each other's houses down, where will our children live? So, the tradition of E5 teach that Ire, which is goodness or blessing, is the highest goal in life. In Christianity, we hear, blessed are the peacemakers. In Islam, we are reminded that one of the names of God is As-Salam, peace itself. Buddhism, compassion is the foundation of all enlightenment. Across every faith, peace is not just a suggestion, it is a command. But peace is more than just words. It must be practiced. It begins when we listen with respect, when we share food, like our coconuts. When we listen to those people who are unlike us, when we guard the dignity of every soul. It continues when we teach our children that the differences are not threats, but treasures. That diversity is not division, but divine design. So let us leave here today, not only inspired, but committed to building peace at our altars, in our homes, and in our nations. Let us become gardeners of harmony, planting seeds of understanding that will grow into forests of cooperation. May the Creator, Olodumare, me, Chineke, for you, Allah, for Islam. May God Almighty, who holds the heavens and the earth, bless this gathering. May peace flow like water among us, across our religions, and into all the generations to come. Thank you very much.
Truth. May they take root in all our hearts and spread throughout the whole world. Peace. Thank you so much. Baba, Sangola, Ulogo. Next was to be Imam Shane Sims, who sends his sincerest apologies for not being able to make it today because of a family and community crisis. He is the executive director of People Living in Recovery, a nonprofit organization in Athens, Georgia, dedicated to supporting individuals and families impacted by substance abuse and mental health challenges. He is now tending to his flock because of just such a challenge. So he really wanted to be here today, and he would love to join the next one. So he looks forward to joining us all here to continue this beautiful peace initiative together. So he does send his peace prayers and wishes to us and to the world through us. Imam Shane Sims is a certified chaplain through the Georgia Association of Law Enforcement Chaplains, GALA, and serves as the Muslim chaplain for both the Athens Clarke County Police Department and Sheriff's Office, with a deep commitment to faith-based service and healing. He is also a trauma-informed care trainer and founder of Principles Over Passions consultancy, where he helps communities and organizations navigate challenges with compassion and resilience. So that is Imam Shane Sims. Thank you. Next on the agenda, we are absolutely delighted and honored to welcome with Miria Miambi Koko. Maria's core beliefs, are rooted in the foundation of her childhood. She was raised in a movement, Family Federation for World Peace, that's FFWP, that emphasizes unity among all people and the importance of living for the sake of others. These teachings have shaped her open-minded approach to faith and life. Please welcome Maria Miambi.
Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry I lost my voice over the weekend dealing with my toddler, but I'm so happy to be here. I just want to say thank you. It's such an honor to hear all these beautiful speeches from all the peacemakers. I was sitting there thinking, what's left to say? Because we have such a united message, a message of peace. But it's an honor to be here at this International Spiritual Peace Conference. I was surprised to hear that it's the first one because it seemed like this is something that would happen multiple times. So I'm so happy to be here, and I love the theme of one heart, one love, one purpose. I stand before you today as the coordinator of Women's Ministries at Atlanta Family Church, which is a branch of Family Federation for World Peace, FFWP. Just this past Sunday, on the 21st, we celebrated the International Day of Peace, also known as World Peace Day, which is a United Nations sanctioned holiday. And we just celebrated to bring people of different backgrounds, races together, even local politicians, just to kind of bridge the gap of church and state and all these other things that divide us. So we celebrated families, strong marriages, and all these impactful people of the community, because that's the root of peace in itself. Even though World Peace Day is one day a year, peace is something that we should always celebrate and strive for. So I was very happy and honored to be invited here to talk about peace and talk about the message of peace. So Family Federation for World Peace, we do have another one that's Women's Federation. Family Federation for World Peace is an action-based movement. So as opposed to referring to ourselves as a church, oftentimes we refer to ourselves as a movement because movements require action. And as our brother said, peace requires action. Peace is a movement. There's a lot of global conflicts right now, as everyone kind of stated. The main one that everyone knows about is everything that's going on in Israel, in Palestine, because that's a projected media. But outside of that, there's other places that's been devastated by war, like Sudan, Ukraine. In Sudan, I hear there's about 150,000 civilian deaths as of now. So it's usually surprising that we hear more about some things and not others. But nevertheless, these are lives that's being lost because it makes you think about the concept of war. Like governments come together and they decide to, hey, let's go to war because we're fighting over resources or maybe just a political goal. But they come together and decide to go to war, or sometimes they don't even make that war declaration. They just go in and invade. And it's very sad because a lot of times civilians living there don't even know why they're at war. They're like, we've been living at peace for all this time, and now we're at war, and now 150 lives are taken. 50,000 people are losing their family members, children. And it happens so often that we're often desensitized to the concept of wars and civilian death. And it's so crazy to think about these things because, as our Christian sister said here, a lot of times hate, or I think you said this, hate is something that we're traumatized to have in our hearts. If you think about the idea of a 6-year-old, because I've heard this recently stated, you know, let's bring up again public executions. I was trying not to use lynching, but if you think about like a 6-year-old coming out and watching someone being killed, that's a traumatizing experience that was created for them to hate the people that they're seeing being killed. So you have to almost be traumatized to hate. It's not in our fabric to be hateful people. Our natural being is to be loving people because we were created in God's image. All of us were equally created in God's image. It is not something to debate. We know that we're all God's children. So we have to return to that point in us where we want to live for each other, think as a community, where we're resensitized to the idea of death, and not just some death, not just the people living next to us, but all of them. Because the opposite of love, the opposite of hate, or love is not hate, it's actually indifference. When you become indifferent and desensitized to certain situations, that's where hope is almost gone, because you really just don't care about other people. So we have to come back to a place where we think as a community, we look out for each other even if we don't look alike. And something we always say is peace starts with me. Because peace is something that's within us, because we were created to be these peaceful people, being created in the image of God. So if we can return to that place and really change our hearts so that we remove our indifferences and replace it with love, we will become the people that we want to see in our communities, and we will create the community we want to see. That's right. So that's what I wanted to share today. I wanted to
Thank you for those wonderful words of wisdom and heart, Maria Miyapi. And now it is my deepest honor and pleasure to welcome Dr. Kwame Kalimari. Dr. Kwame Kalimari is a healer in the new African Vodun tradition. It is one of many New World systems created to address the conditions of domination and subjugation by white supremacy and patriarchy. It sees value in uniting with all traditions that honor and respect the divinity of all persons and their inherent human rights to autonomy and sovereignty. Ancestral blessings. Dr. Kwame Kalimari. Thank you.
I would like to first to thank Sister Mahambi for your remarks. You basically put the elephant in the room to be extremely visible. It is important for us to make certain that we know that the emperor has no clothes, and we have to be brave in calling it out and do the work, do the cosby. And too often, at too many convenings, we don't do that. We don't do our people a service in terms of giving them the kind of responsibility necessary. And you kind of segue into one of the things I wanted to address, and that is when I look to my right and I look to my brother's drum, you'll see the colors, red, black, and green. Under normal circumstances, when I do presentations, I bring my flag with me. But in an effort to be here on time, and it's about an hour drive, I just said, let me just be present. But I do want to say that I represent a besides representing New African Vodun, I represent a movement, the New African Independence Movement. And we have a bandera or a flag that has red, black, and green, but the configuration is different. You have the green, a very narrow red, and a black. Once we achieve our liberation, independence, black comes on top. But I want to speak to the issue of the narrow red. In the movement, we basically say that revolution is going to be bloody. There's going to be some blood that's going to be shed. But we argue that we want the least amount of blood shed in terms of our people, but also our enemies. And so when you look at that, I guess, duality, what it means is that we are honoring the humanity of Africa from the beginning and what we envision to be in the present. And so that's something that I think is important for us to understand, because the cost of peace, unfortunately, is not cheap. So you mentioned, for example, Gaza, you mentioned Sudan and other places, the Congo. We have to acknowledge that white supremacy and patriarchy are the enemies of peace. It was mentioned by the other speakers that love is ultimate reality's blessing to all of us in terms of our consciousness. And if we acknowledge that, it also means that we have an individual responsibility, but also a collective responsibility. Individually, when we say we love ourselves, what does it mean in terms of how we govern our behavior? In terms, not only in terms of what we eat, what we say, what we think, how we feel, how we basically begin to reach out and touch all of us. Because when we determine what spirituality is different from religion. Spirituality is about relationships with our sisters and our brothers, and relationship with all of creation. So we have a steward responsibility in terms of the entire planet. One of the things I wanted to say is a few words in Kiswahili. Amupenda, lazima niwe na uhuru kwa sifa moja tutashinda. And I choose Kiswahili because no one particular African ethnic group or nationality can claim primacy over that. I love you. I must have freedom. We must free the land. But together, in a collective, that's the only way we're going to be able to put the kind of balance on the planet that is necessary in terms of being able to achieve peace. It was mentioned that my tradition is New African Vodun. It is an eclectic system, which means there's a little bit of Haitian Vodou there, there's a little bit of Ifa, a little bit of Vodun, there's a little bit of everything. So if you look at what I have here, I've got some white on, I've got some black and some red. Those are the sacred colors of the Iami agenda. All right. You see this cover here. Well, it's recognizing not only the fight in Gaza, but it's also representing the other struggles that we have to engage in and to be able to win. So what is the real construct that we have to do? We have to, as part of the clergy, if you will, we have to challenge the social construct, the political construct, the cultural construct, the economic construct. We have to do that, because that's the only way we're going to be able to do it. On a international, as mentioned in the United Nations, our voice has to be there. It has to be in our national construct. It has to be in our regional construct. It also has to be in our local construct. Meaning, are we having conversations with our families? Are we having conversations with the leaders who are elected? Are we challenging them? In my homeowners association, the Cass County CEO is going to have a conversation. I have a battery of this question to be able to ask her. Everything from Cop City, and what Cop City means, to everything else in terms of, it was mentioned, I think we got crime in our communities, we got poverty. I think someone mentioned poverty. But nobody links poverty to capitalism, in imperialism, and in colonialism. All I'm saying is this is the language that we have to be able to go ahead and address. One of the things I want to say before I end is that I also look at ultimate reality as being biluminal. What do I mean by that? Feminine and masculine. Feminine and masculine. Hear me? Feminine and masculine. And I say this intentionally. Sometimes when I say it, I get heat from a lot of people, but I don't care. Because we have to, as men, recognize that we have a feminine energy and a masculine energy, and we need to make certain that that balance is what we see that is produced. The other thing I want to share with you is, and this is something that Mama Nabantu has mentioned in her libation, and that is a solid rapport, who transitioned on the 25th of this month. What I want to do is at least close out by sharing her poem, Tradition, because too often what we don't do is honor those people who've been in the trenches and put their lives on the line, and she put her life on the line, so I want to close by using and quoting her poem. Carry it on now, carry it on now, carry it on now, carry it on now, carry on the tradition. There were Black people since the childhood of time who carried it on. In Ghana, in Mali, Timbuktu, we carried it on to tradition. We hid in the bush when the slave masters came holding spear, and when the moment was right, we leaped out and lanced the lifeblood of would-be masters. We carried it on the slave trips and hurling ourselves into the ocean, slitting the throats of our captors. We took their whips, ran their ships, and the blood flowed in the Atlantic, and it all was not ours. We carried it on. We fed Missy Arctic apples. We stole axes from the shed. We went and chopped off Master's head. We ran, we fought, we organized a railroad, on the Underground Railroad. We carried it on. In the newspapers, in the meetings, in arguments and street fights, we carried it on. In tales told to children, in chants and cantaloups and poems and blues songs and saxophone strings, we carried it on. In the classrooms, in the churches, in the courtrooms, in the prisons, we carried it on. On the soapbox and picket lines, welfare lines, unemployment lines, lives on our line, we carried it on. In sit-ins and pray-ins and march-ins and die-ins, we carried it on. On cold Missouri nights, pitting shotguns against lynch mobs, burning Brooklyn streets, pitting rocks against rifles, we carried it on. Against water hoses, bulldogs, nightsticks, and bullets, against tanks and tear gas and needle noses, bombs and birth control, we carried it on. In Selma and San Juan, Mozambique, Mississippi, in Brazil and Boston, we carried it on. Through the lies and sellouts and mistakes and madness, through pain and hunger and frustration, we carried it on. We carried on the tradition. We carried on a strong tradition. We carried on a proud tradition. We carried on a Black tradition. We carried on. Pass it on down to the children. Pass it on down. Carry it on down. Carry it on down. Carry it on down to freedom. What we have to do is work. Thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Kwame Kalimaro for sharing his perspectives on the political, social, and historical dimensions of peace as representation, peace as a perspective, and peace as an action, as a verb. So, thank you. Wow, we are already approaching the end of this illuminating and inspiring Organization of Traditional Religions, ANTHROPOS International Spiritual Peace Conference. Now we move on to the Ubuntu section of our agenda, led by Dr. Onya Ha, my auntie. I'm not used to presenting her, but Dr. Uwa Onya Ha was simmering.
Let us all please stand up. Thank you, all of you. My heart is so full today. I've been learning from all of you. And one thing I know for a fact that I know today is we're all one. Yes. There are differences, but they're so subtle. It doesn't even matter. And we're going to continue to do this program. So until you understand that we are family, and family do important. Yeah, well, we do. A little bit at a time, but the important thing is that if we could just work together as spiritual, I prefer spiritual organizations, we can perhaps be the instruments of change in society. I want to sing this song. And as I start to sing it, I want you to reach out to somebody and hold their hand. Ekele means thank you. We are grateful to the Almighty for this wonderful opportunity called today. So please reach out to somebody, touch humanity, touch somebody. Obasidian Chineke and Chineke. Chi, the male energy, Eke, the female energy, feminine energy. That's why we say Chineke, Chi and Eke, the duality. Because as you stated, sir, both are needed. Eke, Thank you, Chineke. Thank you, Olodumare, Tamanaji, Amita, Tonda, Kosi, Uvuzilele, Allah, Jesus, whosoever, whatever your source of inspiration, whatever name you have. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be gathered here together. You are powerful, we know we are powerful. Your peace, we are peace-filled. Your joy, we are full of joy. You're the energy that brings nothing but goodness into our lives. Greater is the spirit of Chineke than any other spirit in the world. Greater is the power of Chineke in our bodies than any affliction in the world. Greater is the power of Chineke in our minds than any condition in the world. The power of Chineke renews and reassures and reaffirms all that we are. All that we are, Chineke is. All that Chineke is, we are. It is this truth we claim as our divine inheritance. As we move out of here, let us remember unity. Unity is the word. Share that with family, share that with everybody. Unity. Because without unity, we will disintegrate. Unity is the power that holds us together. And we must do everything within our power. When we go back to our churches, our mosques, our bastionas, let us look to our congregations and remind them that it doesn't matter what we preach to them, the people outside the door are still family. And we must realize that. We must not hate anyone because they're different from us. We must love and hold each other and give each other the opportunity to grow, to be all that they're meant to be. Nobody is less than anybody. And you live one day. We're all brothers and sisters. We must always strive to let each other grow. We must always remember that collectively we're stronger. Anything that needs to be done, if we could do it as a collective entity, oh my goodness, there's nothing we cannot do. We must remember that we support each other. One hungry man is too much. One woman on dope is too much. One hungry child is too much. One sick child is too much. We don't have to take care of the whole. We can start from the little ones. From one person to the second, to the third, to the fourth, and so on and so forth. There's always something we can do to uplift another human being. Let us always ask ourselves, what is our purpose? What am I here? Am I just here to inhale and exhale? Is there a purpose to my life? If you don't know what it is, you need to take the time and find out what it is. Why are you in this earth? Why are you here? You could be dead, but you're alive. There's a purpose for your life. Find it. Act upon it. Be the source of good in the world. We are all creative energies. Let us use that creative energy, our creativity to help each other out, to help each other rise. I am tired of black people hating on each other because of the differences that have been brought to us or taught to us. Our mother is Mother African. No matter where you landed, Africa is our mother. And we cannot disengage from her whether we like it or not. I don't care what anybody taught us. There's an African proverb that says, that means nobody says her mama or his mama's food is rotten. She feeds you what she can. And that's what nourishes your body so you can grow. And so we must honor our Africanness. Nobody can do it for us but us. No matter what you believe in, always come back to the mother. Sankofa. Sankofa. Remember who you are. Marlon said it. Remember who you are. And we ask it in Igbo. Igbo morning, whose child? Whose child? Who told you what you heard? Did you ask the ancestors? Did you ask your mama? Did you ask your dad? Did you ask the elders? We have to have faith in ourselves again. We have to believe in ourselves again. We have to know that there is nothing anybody has that we cannot have. There's nothing that's out there that is too good for us. There's nothing that is out there that we cannot have. We are what life is all about. We are survivors. Are we now moving forward? If you don't think we're moving forward, start thinking about that. Because we will move forward. We have to move forward. We don't have a choice. Ubuntu. 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 I am because you are because of me. And without you, I am nothing. Without me, you are nothing. We're in this war together. I want you to gently, just very gently, disengage your hands. Disengage your hands. And in the spirit of Ubuntu, although we're no longer connected together physically, we will remain spiritually connected. And so it is. Please turn around and give somebody a hug.
Excuse me, everybody. Just before we leave, I just want to say this has been on my mind. And all the speeches that we heard today addressed it. Love is the highest religion. All right? Any religion that cannot teach its adherents to love one another is no religion at all. We have a responsibility as humans to understand that the government is never going to bring peace to this world. It's up to us. It's up to us to overlook whatever we think are differences, because if there ain't no difference. What we're squabbling over is the process of supplication, not the supplication itself. Most of us believe in a creator. There's only one God, Yahweh. Or doesn't matter. Whatever going to call God in many names, we're going to speak the same language. We're going to do this again. We're going to have double the amount of people that we have here. It starts now. It starts small. Don't get discouraged that you think there ain't too many people here. The people that need to be here are here, and the other ones that will carry this message outside these halls and speak to the people outside and tell them there's a great effort on the way. In Georgia, it's snowing. where we hope to bring all humanity together for one purpose or one goal only, to love one another. Because religion is not about Buddhism or anything else. Religion simply means a duty that we feel compelled to perform in reference to something greater than ourselves, and that something is the Almighty God, because we're not responsible for life-sustaining forces. The Creator did that. All we just need to do as human beings, we don't need to maintain the vegetation. We don't need to maintain the rain. We don't need to love each other, love nature, and it will all come together. Thank you for showing up.
Cousin out there, come take care. Yes, I know. Take it in here. You're gonna take it here.
Picture, please. Please, everyone. I think.
Well, you gotta do it. I want to, yeah, you're gonna do it.
Wait, what about?
We all gotta agree to do it. So. I was gonna make it. Oh, we're gonna take it. Yeah, but I'm supposed to have a piece.
I mean, that's one of them.
Sekudala sisebenzele mbala